Hello everybody, it is SQ. How y'all doing today? Alright, so in today's video I'm going to be playing a... Oh my goodness, what just happened there? Anyway, I'm going to be playing a multiplayer game, and I'd just like to discuss some things that are going on inside of the speedrunning community. So right now, there is a bit of a dilemma. There seems to be a lack of people willing to... what is it? What's the word? Not confirm. Approve runs. Sorry, like focusing two things at once. But yeah, there's a lack of people who are willing to approve of the runs, which obviously you can see why that's annoying for me. And another issue that I'm seeing now is they are going to remove macroing. Now, some of you may not have seen my previous videos, but I am completely standing against their removal of macroing. And I've made it very clear to them that if they do remove it, then I will not be speedrunning. Because anybody can download and use a macro. That's my argument. It's not hard. It's things that anybody can do is not an unfair advantage, in my opinion. So, IntelliAttack was the first thing that messed everything up, and now they're wanting to get rid of macroing, and I'm assuming it's because I was arguing against them, because I was telling them that they needed to get a better system of approving of the runs, and they got angry, and then Tokapic said that that they had to discuss removing macroing. And honestly, I have two things to say to that. One, that's awfully petty to just go instantly to something that that he knows would make me upset. And two, if you remove macroing, there's no reason for me to keep speedrunning, honestly. And I have other games that I can still play multiplayer. I can still do custom maps. I have plenty of things that I can do that'll get views. So removing macros just ruins your community. Because he knows as well as anybody else, probably more than anybody else, that my channel has gained a lot of popularity from speedrunning. And if he, or if they, all of them, were to just stop allowing macros to exist, he knows that I will not be speedrunning, and then following that, he knows that, so he knows that I would, stop speedrunning, and then he knows that growth to the community would slow down. Well, maybe not slow down now, but it'll surely slow down growth in the future. People will not watch my old videos, obviously, because they're old. And as quality of my videos improve, they're gonna look at the old videos and they're like, okay, these suck. Why would I watch these? And they're not gonna watch them. So, as I grow, the things I do, my followers will want to join in on it. But he's ruining that for his whole community, which is my point. So, it's only hurting him. Because chess has plenty of people willing to watch. Holy crap. And Territorial has plenty of people just playing multiplayer and playing single player on, what is it? On custom maps. Plenty of people. I mean, so really, in the long run, he's only hurting himself. Now, it may not matter. But later, I'm going to look back on this. And I'm going to go, wow, he really did that. And look where I am now compared to where their community is now. And in the future, they're probably going to not be approving runs. Their community's going to die. I mean, you can already see it. Without competition, because here's another thing. The fact that they aren't approving runs in time, it just ruins competition. Because some people, they can't see their runs. Like, I don't know what I need to do. Right now, I don't know what runs I need to do in order to stop the growth of other people coming into my, into my, percent runs category on the very easy difficulty, I've made it clear that that was what I was going to defend. But it's hard to do when I don't know what I need to defend. They're failing completely to do what they are supposed to do. And their excuse is that they have other things to do, and I mean, I get that, but yesterday nothing happened. Nobody approved anything yesterday. Yesterday for this video. So nothing happened. Nobody approved anything. What, like, I'm sure not all of you were busy at the exact same time. I'm sure. And you guys were online. I've witnessed people being online. It's a lack of care for the community, which will lead to its inevitable downfall, especially with nobody wanting to compete because they can't see what they need to compete for, which is devastating, truly, to me and to others. What else is there, honestly? So a thing I suggested for them to improve on that issue, a way for them to improve on it, was they just had to either hire more people or make a quota for their staff so they had motivation. Because right now there's no motivation. They don't have to do anything. I mean, they can just do whatever they want. It doesn't matter to them if they get if they don't do anything for a week. So what I imposed was make them do a certain amount of, because this is I own, well, we don't have to get into that now, but I'm a businessman, okay? There's a specific way of doing things in my opinion, and if you don't do it the right way, I mean, it doesn't matter. You're just wrong. So, oh shoot, I missed this entire full send. But I was too busy talking. I'm literally using hand motions in real life, so I look like an idiot. I'm talking to a computer screen. But anyway, what was I saying? What I suggested was give them a quota, and if for some reason they can't do the quota for a week, you allow them to go and take a week off. And then they can't take a week off after that for like a week, or maybe 2 weeks, depending on how desperate they are for whatever. But and the more, if they like abuse that system, you can remove them. But what I think it is, I'm not sure, because I'm relatively new to this community. What is the word? What I think the issue is that they're all friends. Like, they don't want to hurt each other's feelings. And honestly, I think it's time for them to start giving people mod, if that's the case, then giving people mod who aren't their friends, so they can just enforce rules on them instead of just allowing their friends to do whatever they want, because that is just so, it doesn't work. It's just a stupid way of running things. I mean, you're never going to get anything done, and they're not getting anything done. My runs still have yet to be approved from a month ago, and I do understand that there was an issue with IntelliAttack, but I don't care. It's been about a week and a half since that happened. Maybe 2 weeks. I'm not sure. But it's been ages since that happened. Okay? So there's no excuse for not having all of the runs approved. And they made a bot recently that showed you what runs were still in the, or they got a bot from somewhere, that showed you where your runs were in the queue. The bot doesn't work. I tried the bot. I waited about 5 minutes. It doesn't work. So their attempts to fix their issues aren't working. So either you gotta figure out and get more RAM, or you can like get a what is it, like a Discord bot, like a website to run your Discord bot for like $1 a month. Because I've seen it. You can do that on Revive Node, I think. I think that's one of them. And it's not that much. $1 a month. I mean, especially if you guys are saying you're so busy, I'm assuming you're making money in that time. And if you're not, then what are you doing? Like, what's so important that you can't do this? Like, I don't understand. And if you are making money, $1 a month out of your paycheck surely isn't much. And if, especially to the owner of this community, I think his name is Spectrum or something, you're responsible for a lot of the things that go on in your community. You're responsible for all of it, not a lot of it. You're responsible for all of it because you have not delegated power to anybody. You've delegated, or you've given Togepic admin, which I don't even. He says he's not the head of. Like, you need to make the departments is what I think you should do next. Departments for hiring staff, so you don't have to do all of the work. Hiring staff, and for things like approving runs, like Department of Speedrunning, and that department would handle approving runs. Or maybe put all that under like the Department of Staff, which would like handle, I guess, staff related issues. And then Department of Staff could, I guess they could also work on quotas and things. But you need to separate your duties, especially if you're not going to do anything for the community. Because I have not seen, well, I understand that you're probably working behind the scenes on a lot of things. But if you don't want to have to do all of the run approving, and Togepic would be perfect for head of Department of Staff, because he's doing a lot of the things involving approving runs and everything. Now, I'm not telling you how you should run your thing, but I'm strongly suggesting that you take my advice, because in my opinion, that's the only thing that works. Delegating duties to separate people that you trust. Now, if you don't trust them, obviously don't do it. Don't give them any sort of super high position, because that just doesn't make sense. But I hope this helped you guys understand, like especially the mods and admins, understand where I'm coming from when I get frustrated that you don't do anything with your community, because you've got a pretty good community. My only issue is you're not approving our runs, especially not mine, and you're making it. And another thing is, just real quick, I can't know which runs I forgot to submit if I can't see the runs. Like, the bot was a good idea, it just doesn't work at all. But what I mean by that is I upload my videos a day after they're made, so sometimes I forget to submit them on the speedrunning community, because you can't submit them the day of, obviously. I mean, I could, but then they'd have to wait a day, and it's just more complicated that way. So, what I need to do, or what you guys need to do, is make the bot actually work. And maybe it's just like an internal issue that you can fix just by yourself, but I don't know. What it looks like to me is that you guys don't have a good enough bot running, or a good enough device to run the bot. And that's an issue, obviously. What was I saying? So, two things. A, approving runs is not working. The way you do it is terrible, and it's just not working at all. And B, you guys, I mean, macros, I mean, I get where you're coming from. It was a rule, it has been a rule. But why do you bring it up now that it's a rule? I mean, before you brought it up, and then you said it may get deleted soon. I understand what you're saying, soon. Like, that, I thought that was it. Like, I thought the macro issue was over. That was the implication you guys gave me. Because you just did not talk about it for about 2 months straight. Maybe not 2 months, but about a month straight. Okay. Now, where was the macro issue a month ago? When you guys actually were talking about it when I was brand new to the community. Now it's become such a large part of my experience as a speedrunner. You can't just get rid of it now without me leaving and not being able to do anything. So these are some of the issues that I have found within the speedrunning community, and some ways to solve the issues that you guys could definitely implement with success. It's really hard to mess things like this up. Like, it's hard to mess up departments. You can't. It's impossible. Like, if you set someone you trust as head of a department, and you know they'll do the job, the only thing that you can mess up as the owner is the person that you appoint. And that person, depending on how good or bad they are, and how responsible or irresponsible they are, they'll mess up, and that'll be on them. And then, well, I guess technically the fall will eventually come back to you, but it won't be as hard because everybody's gonna be like, okay, this guy messed up. The owner, it's not his fault. He just appointed the guy. I mean, I've been there. I've done that. So I know what it's like to manage managers. So you guys need to work on systems, better systems for your game, not your game, your community, and make it just a better overall place. And if you like to talk about it in DMs or anything, or in the server, whatever, I'd love to talk about it, and I'd love to give you more ideas on how you could completely fix all of your issues, because it's just like, it's one of those things. It's like you guys are being very irresponsible with the way you handle things. It's not working. Obviously, it's not working. So, anyway, this has gone on for a bit longer than I thought it would. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.